Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades. This is our Pact of Punishment. We are finally going to try the 32 AFK heat. 32 heat AFK build, and that means we've got popcorn again. I hope you're ready. We'll hopefully get to see Hades and use this. So, full disclosure, this is not my first attempt at running this. And it may not be my last either. We're going to take special here on, and I'm taking aspect of Rama, believe it or not, rather than aspect of Arthur, or, oh, we got another Ares. Excellent. Okay, so rather than take aspect of Zagreus on the Twin Fist, which gives us a 15% dodge chance, or aspect of Arthur on the sword, which gives us a flat 50 extra HP, which can also matter, I'm going with Rama, and the reason for that is I need a lot of boons to make this build work. And I genuinely believe I would consider Rama the most versatile weapon in the game. There are so many potentially strong builds on it because you can build on hit with its special, you can build base damage on its attack, and we got Curse of Vengeance really early. That's phenomenal. We've got Palm Blossom to stack it up. This could very well be the run. So as I was saying, this is probably in I would say the 40s now in terms of attempts at this. I will, full disclosure, admit that I am starting to use mods. But only a couple. First off, I'm using a mod selection tool that lets me pick my first boon, and I had planned on having oh, hold on. Sounds like you have woken up and are now messaging me on Facebook. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tab out of that while I'm in room transition. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Internet browser is closed, and hopefully we won't have any random sounds coming through for the rest of the video. Sorry about that. Anyway, I am using a mod selector, so I got the Ares special that I wanted, and that's why I started with the Palm Blossom, because I figured since I'm going to be doing a Doom stacking build anyway, I can build it on the special and make it do a lot of damage. And Rama's really good for a Doom stacking build, honestly. It's one of my favorite weapons to do it on, aside from maybe the Gauntlets, or the Twin Fists, rather. Anyway, the goal here is we need Zeus. We'll probably go for Zeus's dash if I was looking at my current build path. Call is okay, but the issue is with this call we're gonna have a diluted Hermes pool, which we really don't want. And we could run the risk of seeing Smoldering Air if I go in Aphrodite on this build. Basically, the gods we definitely need are Zeus and Ares, because we can't have Vengeful Mood without them. We want Aphrodite. We really need Aphrodite. She's also kind of core to this build because we need Curse of Longing, and that's why I don't want Smoldering Air trying to tie up our...
Much as I like the company of Baldy there, you're always welcome, Prince.
Our duo boon slots, but... The fourth god is ideally Athena, but we can work with Demeter. Those are our two remaining gods.
You know, I think I'm growing more accustomed to relating to a giant stone.
All right, Boldy, give us some good RNG here. We got more money. Okay, and we got our next Zeus boon. So this is gonna help us a lot. Or our first Zeus boon rather, actually, which is amazing. And it's a mini boss, so hopefully we get a good dash. Not that the dash terribly matters. So maybe we get a good Curse of Vengeance, or what is it? Whatever, Heaven's Vengeance. There we go, Heaven's Vengeance. Basically, let me explain my mods real quick so that I don't make it sound like everything's perfect on this run.
But if it isn't my most favorite nephew.
All right, Zeus, you said it. Let's see. Okay, we got an epic tier dash. I'll take that very gladly. So, what are our mods? Starting boon selector. I mentioned that. The other one is Pony's quality of life mod, and I've turned off a bunch of functions on it and only left on a couple. Namely, increased RNG for higher tier room rewards. So HP, Palm, money, boons are more likely than minor rewards like keys. And let's see, Relentless Volley for our Doom stacking build sounds pretty darn great for us, so we'll take that. Twin Shot's really good damage, but I think Relentless Volley is just objectively better for how I'm going to play the bow for most of my DPS.
Thank you.
Anyway, so we took the increased room rarity. I gave myself like a 10% increased chance of chaos. So there's a 10% chance of a chaos room showing up in each floor, or in each room rather, and we are guaranteed to have story rooms. So Sisyphus, Eurydice, and Patroclus are all guaranteed to show up on this run, and that's mostly just because I have had so many runs that felt close, and then I get to Elysium and I don't get the Patroclus, and the run ends there pretty much. So that's going to be the plan. We're definitely not taking extreme. Oh my goodness, this is a nasty room. Oh boy. Hopefully I can kite out these projectiles, but I am going to take a lot of damage here. But that's kind of the issue. I have 3 levels of lasting consequences. I was trying to work with maxed out lasting consequences, but chip damage just added up too much, and I would go to Hades with not enough HP to survive his full onslaught. So this is my best way to have some healing on the build, but still have the heat that we can get from this. We're gonna take our shop and hope for either Zeus or Ares or Athena. Okay, I'm gonna go for the random boon here. I have to risk it. We need. RNG has not been kind to me. We definitely buy HP, but we definitely buy the boon here. Urge to kill, Battle Rage. Do I re-roll here? I probably re-roll for Impending Doom or Dire Misfortune. I think for now I'm gonna save my re-rolls on Ares and just take Urge to kill. All right, I want to hold off on using my re-rolls for anything else just yet. All right, we've got a Demeter room. We're going in. I am going to say Demeter isn't a bad option because at least she does have a Vengeance boon, not to mention Nourished Soul to help us heal a little bit better. It's not a bad option. Plus, if we get Rare Crop to hit Curse of Vengeance, there are some boons from Demeter that are great, but that does mean we have to force Aphrodite and kind of give up on Athena or force a fifth god into the pool, which can be pretty sketchy. All right, Demeter, what have you got?
Let us see to it.
And you give us Frozen Touch. We'll take that right away. Excellent. Okay, Frozen Touch is a great boon, honestly, because if we're slowing enemy attack, we kind of want that. We also want a Zeus boon, so I'll gladly take this, especially since I can't afford a... Or I could have afforded a boon, but why buy one when I can get one for free? Heaven's Vengeance is probably the best option. High Voltage isn't bad because it can set us up for his Legendary, but let's lock in the Vengeance boon since that's really the core of our build. We really do want to see his Legendary for maximum DPS, but we'll take what we can get.
Back, ladies.
Electotis, you ready?
All right, Meg isn't that scary. So why am I using Rama instead of Arthur or Aspect of Zagreus on the Gauntlets or the Twin Fists like I usually do for these sorts of runs? Again, versatility, also just DPS. For Zag Fists and for Arthur, who both of which I'm not terribly consistent at playing with, aside from just all the damage I take while wielding them, Rama is one of my best weapons, and I'm way more reliable, and so I don't have to worry about tight deadline. I took maxed out tight deadline for this run, which means I'm gonna run into time issues if I, one, don't have good RNG, but two, especially if I was running Arthur or Zagfist. I did drop down the number of jury summons as well to make it a little bit easier on myself, to balance the time that is needed when I have Force Overtime level 5. I mean, look at this. We're getting out of Tartarus with only a minute left, which still is a fair bit for this sort of run, but we have to kind of look at the bigger picture. Where's my time going to be later on? All right, easy boon to purge. We're gonna let go of Urge to kill. Damage is nice, but we did need a boon to sell. I guess that's a good reason why I didn't reroll for Ares as well. Now I don't have to worry about getting Impending Doom and then having to sell it immediately. There's our Aphrodite, so unfortunately, once again, we're offered a Chaos Gate, but I'm not going to take it because, again, we need Aphrodite in this build as soon as possible. We'll go for her attack because that'll up our DPS a fair bit on the attack, but more importantly, it will set us up for Curse of Longing, which is core to the AFK build. Since the majority of our damage is going to be coming from Zeus's Vengeance Boon and Ares' Vengeance Boon, particularly Ares' Vengeance Boon. Ares' Vengeance Boon with a combination of Impending Doom, Dire Misfortune, and Curse of Longing from his duo with Aphrodite really carry the build. Other boons we're going to be looking for either Rush Delivery with Greater Haste or greater Evasion. All right, we do get her attack. It's lowest tier. Do I take Dying Lament? No, I don't think I do. I take her attack here. We want her Vengeance. Okay, there's our first Hermes boon. Do I hold out for Eurydice to try and get an increased rarity and just go for the coin here? I think I'm going to do that. We really want the highest tier Rush Delivery we can get, so if I can get an epic tier Greater Haste followed by an epic tier Rush Delivery, it gives us the best chance of success. So let's go that route. Again, the other boon that Hermes rather can offer that would be perfectly fine for this sort of run is Greater Evasion. Getting a minimum 10% chance up to 20% chance of dodging any damage is really valuable against Hades, because at the end of the day, Hades patterns. There's our Eurydice room. What do we got over here? Ooh, I think I actually have to give up Eurydice here because we need that Zeus boon and we need the Aphrodite boon. I don't know, Eurydice guaranteeing higher rarity later on is pretty good. Definitely skipping the shop no matter what, but I think the trial is the best option here. Again, we have so many boons that we need for this build to work. I need to take every boon room I can take. And they're not guaranteed, mind you. Yes, I have Pony's quality of life buff going, but it increases the overall odds of seeing a good room, not guaranteed a boon room. But we got Aphrodite's Vengeance boon, which is a core part of our build because we need to get weak afflicted on enemies for Curse of Longing to work. We have her attack, we have her specials, or we have Ares special, so now we are basically as good as we could be for getting Curse of Longing. It's really just RNG at this point. And let me tell you, there were a lot of runs that ended early because I just got to Hades without either Vengeful Mood or without Curse of Longing. Like, I tried the ones that didn't have Curse of Longing and they never turned out well, so it feels too important, too integral to this build to work. So, like, yeah, again, all I've done with the quality of life mod is tip RNG slightly more in my favor and make certain things that help the run come to fruition a little bit more consistent. Beyond that, we're still very RNG gated. We're very player skill gated to a degree.
Do not spurn me again like that. You hear me, young
Because again, I need to have good sticks RNG. I need to have relatively good performance overall. We get high voltage, and now we are set up for Zeus's legendary. We take the Aphrodite room here again. Curse of Longing, too good to pass up. We're gonna try and avoid getting a call for as long as possible again, just because we do not want Smoldering Air to show up. But so far so good. Really would like to have seen a Hermes room and a higher tier chance at Hermes, using Boldy to block some damage with iframes there. And look at us pop those guys. I may be stoned, but they're dead. That is a concerning statement out of context. We'll take... I should reroll here, right? This was a mini boss room, so the boon rarity chance is up, or is increased. I think, let me just confirm we have everything we need for we do. Okay, we have everything we need for Curse of Longing, so I'm going to reroll here. And we get nothing. But Sweet Surrender is actually pretty good for us. A 15% damage increase to weak afflicted foes helps us a fair bit. But really, this is a combination of we need damage reduction from ideally Athena with bronze skin. We're not getting that. Weak is going to help us, so maybe we can get Empty Inside later for more
I have a feeling this is not going to take much time at
more
all.
damage reduction. A Than room here is great for us as well. I guess that is one other thing that the Pony Quality of Life mod guarantees. I can guarantee that a Thanatos shows up in one or all biomes. I don't want to make it... My goal is to perform something that could happen in reality, not something that the game naturally can't perform. So my thought process on that is, let's make it so the Thanatos can only show up once, and I chose him to show up in Asphodel because Asphodel tends to have the longest chambers for me. So I chose Asphodel, but that's the only control I have on. That's the only Than we're going to see. We're not going to see a Than every room like the Quality of Life mod actually, or not every room, but every biome, because I feel like that's a little too overpowered. Like, granted, I mean, just anything that makes RNG more favorable in a run like this is going to be massively improving, like massively easing the difficulty of the game. But realistically speaking, if you've watched 64 heat runs and things of that nature, or higher heat runs, sometimes, or especially speed runs, sometimes you just get that God RNG. I'm not even playing for God RNG, I'm just playing for some RNG, and we do get a Fountain Chamber, which is kind of God RNG to me.
Thought I'd check in again real quick there, boss. You want my witty conversation next time or straight to the boons?
Always witty conversation with you, Hermes.
Definitely witty conversation, Lord Hermes. Boons are more than welcome after that.
Just a little bit close to what he said there.
Ha, good. I like these little chats. Take care now.
All right,
boss.
Hermes, give us Greater Haste. We did get a low tier Greater Haste. I probably just take it. I don't want to reroll too much here because we really need those duo boons more than anything, but we now are set up for Rush Delivery. There were so many runs where I did get Rush Delivery running the Lambent Plume. It's just I could never get all the boons I needed to work. We're gonna buff up our HP. We got Vengeful Mood. That's really big for us. That's one of the two duo boons we desperately need on this run to make it work. So we're off to a good start. Anyway, I think I've kind of rambled along the idea of why I'm doing what I'm, like the build we're looking for, the boons we're looking for, the build we're looking for, and how I'm going to play it with Rama. Because again, like, look at this. Rama is just my weapon. It is the weapon, I mean, aside from Hestia, where I just feel I can play very competently and very well. And I need to take it to 50 heat. I feel like I could probably try it on 50 heat, if not Hestia. I might try Hestia first and then fall back on Rama after that fails. But the point being, I love Rama. It's such a good weapon. It's very fun to play and very satisfying to play well. The biggest downside is just learning how to use your power shots appropriately, and that can be pretty rough. Anyway, I told Kiwi in this episode I was going to ramble about anime a little bit. So what are my favorite anime? So I think it kind of has changed with time. I would say currently my favorite anime of all time, like my #1 anime, is Mob Psycho 100. There are so many messages in that anime that just stand out to me. I really like the characters. Reagan is such an interesting character. He oozes charisma. He's weirdly caring, and like he comes off as this sleazeball, but the more you understand about him, the more kind and like hardworking and considerate of other people do you realize he is. Like, he is an incredible mentor figure to Mob. And Mob is like just a muffin. He's a good boy. He's a real good boy. And I think also just because, let me see, what am I taking here? I got the Ares keepsake. Oh, wait, I didn't do Ares keepsake yet? Hold on. So let me take this. Right, I didn't do Ares keepsake yet. We still need impending doom. I do not have the opponent equality of life buff that makes it so your keepsakes refund after each floor. I turned that one off, so we can only use each keepsake once. I'm gonna go ahead and sell this boon. Thunder Dash is not a great one to sell, but we do have high voltage, so we are set up for Hades Zeus's legendary no matter what. I just really would have liked to have the setup for more jolted or double strike potential with Heaven's Vengeance, because I don't think we have jolted yet. So hopefully we get the dash back. Realistically speaking, we can also take, if we do get Aphrodite's, what is it? Aphrodite's duo with Ares, we can in theory also take Zeus's call. All right, let's see. We've got, I guess I take the HP here, but I really don't want to give up the special. Oh well. And there's our next Ares gate, which is excellent. We're going to hopefully see our Impending Doom here, or Dire Misfortune. Preferably Impending Doom. Impending Doom matters way more than Dire Misfortune. But we will see. We will see. Anyway, so yeah, so Mob Psycho, I love the characters. I think all of the characters kind of are just this really beautiful coming of age and like story of self-understanding and self-actualization that Mob has. And I mean, there are a lot of parts of the story that are just kind of relatable. Just, I really like One's works. So One, the author of both One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, a lot of his works just emphasize a like feeling of kindness and empathy towards others. And I feel like, oh, we got Curse of Longing. Oh, but that's an epic Dire Misfortune. Unfortunate. And there's our Patroclus room. We're actually sitting pretty good on HP and life. I'm gonna skip Patroclus here and go for the mini boss, or go for the shop, because here's another Ares boon. We'll heal up for sure. I have a lot of coins, so I probably take both of these and then go for, but I take the Ares first. Let's see. There's our Dire Misfortune, so we've got that. And then we've got all that HP, and there is Zeus. Do I take Zeus or do I go for, we got Aphrodite's boon that we need. Do I need more coin is the next question. I think I'd probably go Zeus here, just because again, we need Jolted, we need his legendary. I may as well go for the boons that will help our DPS the most. Guaranteeing a Zeus rather than locking in something that could hurt us. And honestly, even though we have this Chaos Curse, I can very easily Rama Asterius with little issue. Just need to make sure I don't get hit by his Bull Rush, because that can certainly hurt. And with Vengeful Mood, I'm actually doing a fair bit of extra damage. Like, we have a lot of damage on our Doom. And because of Curse of Longing, it's going to keep ticking on him. Oh my goodness, Bull, calm down. Yeah, we're hitting him for 500 every Doom stack with our Curse of Vengeance. So yeah, this is not a penalty at all now that I see this. And by slowing him down with Demeter's Vengeance boon, like, he can't even really catch us that easily unless he tags us with the projectile, and that's more my fault for bad positioning than anything else. Not having, I will say, not having, Acorn, oop, that's a late Boldy. Oh my goodness, that's a waste. Oh well, at least we got the coin and the HP out of it. He's still taking some damage after the fact, that's funny.
Till next time, sir.
Alright, give us the goodies, Zeus. What have you got for us? Dash or legendary? Nope, we did get Static Discharge. Oh! So you could get Static Discharge from Heaven's Vengeance? I guess that must be the case. Weird. Okay, so even better. We don't need his dash. We have everything we want. Except for maybe Double Strike. I don't know if we can get Double Strike with Heaven's Vengeance, but apparently you can get Jolted, so I can't complain too much here. That's actually brilliant first. That's amazing. I was really upset we had to give up his dash. Okay. Like, yeah, Vengeful Mood is going to help carry us here. We're making pretty decent time, and keep in mind, I do not have Extreme Measures 4 on, so we'll have a base level Hades to contend with, which is way more manageable than what we would have had with Extreme Measures 4. I tried Extreme Measures 4 a couple times, and the best I got was through Phase 2. I never even got close to beating Phase 3 with the previous attempts. And again, this is probably... Alright, actually, let's see. Blood Frenzy. Blood Frenzy is really good for us because it gives us a stacking damage steroid on top of all the other damage steroids we have, and we are going to die in an AFK build. There's no getting around that. The biggest thing I'm now realizing is without Athena in the build, we are going to have to depend on pot RNG a little bit, because one stray pot will hit us for 150 damage and it's going to destroy us. Anyway, let me focus back on the anime talk. So yeah, Mob Psycho, absolutely my favorite, and I mean, there's a special part in my heart for place in my heart for it, especially because we watched it together, Kiwi and I. It was one that I believe I recommended to her for a while, and I'm glad we sat down and watched it. I think overall the second season is my favorite, but the whole experience is just a right trip, a really enjoyable experience for the sort of stories that I like, stories that emphasize kindness and empathy, and still, I mean, all things considered, it was incredible what Studio Bones did to keep the, I believe Studio Bones did the anime, what they did to keep the aesthetic of the original webcomic while also making it look visually decent. All right, we'll take triple shot here. Yeah, that'll help us clear rooms faster. Not my preferred option. Here's our second Hermes. Here's our chance for rush delivery. We do have 2 rerolls. All right, Kiwi, wish me luck. We really do need rush delivery to just add on to our damage. Or honestly, again, greater evasion, not terrible. There's always a chance of a third Hermes boon in sticks, and we get both. That would be kind of the best case scenario, but unlikely, very unlikely. Anyway. So I was saying Studio Bones did a really good job of like maintaining the original art style, but making sure it still looks good in an animated form. And my goodness, the action scenes, like Mob Psycho is not like the point of Mob Psycho is not necessarily an action series, but it does have very good action scenes, phenomenal direction, really cool animation. I mean, oh my goodness, the openings are just masterpieces of storytelling, and like there is so much going on in every opening. Like maybe not storytelling exactly, but like the amount of references to the upcoming story, the characters, and like an homage to animation itself too. I think overall the third opening is my favorite, just because of like what it means to me and how I interpret it in the narrative of Mob's personal growth and his relationship to Reagan. But like, I think the second opening is the coolest because it's just a non-stop homage to tons of different animation styles, and it's so cool to see it put made the way it was. We did get rush delivery. It's 50%, not the most amazing rush delivery, but are we gonna complain? No, we are not. I probably take this. It's a 25 coin HP heal, and we got another trial with Zeus Aphrodite. I'm not gonna complain about that either. Hopefully we see double strike, and for Aphrodite, maybe life affirmation at this point. We don't have a whole lot we want from her at this point.
Wisely decided, dearest.
Broken Resolve or Dying Lament. Probably Broken Resolve, just so I take less damage. Dying Lament isn't bad, but I think I want survivability from Aphrodite at this point.
Perhaps you have to find me here in
All right, Zeus. We're just gonna skip through your dialogue and melt things. Trip shot is just so amazing on Rama too. I used to, when I did my original playthrough of Hades, like on the Switch, my build for Rama was always look for triple shot and then go point blank shot and just stand point blank against an enemy using Aphrodite's attack and watch things get one shot. And it was so much fun to just watch Hades' HP bar melt. I don't really do that as much anymore because I understand how significant a power shot is, and like better to be at a distance. But unfortunately, Sniper Shot, which I believe is the sweet spot at a distance boon hammer perk, it's really bad. It's really hard to do well. I'm dropping Boldy here because I could use the HP and I want to use it up before sticks ideally, and it'll give us some money for the shop we're going to be seeing soon. All right, but yeah, I think we're making okay-ish time. I am not the happiest to see us towards the end of Elysium with only 2 minutes on the clock.
Oh, I don't have the heart.
And we got Splitting Bolt. Okay, we are looking really good for this run. We got Rush Delivery, we got Zeus's Legendary, we got both duo boons. Like we did get Curse of Longing, so we are about as set as we can be for this run, aside from palm levels on the things that hurt. And oh yeah, Impending Doom. Can't forget Impending Doom. That's kind of really important to the build too, now that I think about it. That is a marked damage up for us. All right, watch us melt this guy. All right, say hello to my little bow. All right, maybe not actually that much. I decided bad idea to go point blank, but I can line up shots on them. And I think my plan is just try and keep... Oh my goodness, it's Ares, please. I'm gonna drop Boldy here for some HP. I would very much like... Oh, I wasted Boldy, darn it. I very much would like not to run out of HP before leaving Elysium, please, guys. All right, never mind. It was my mistake. I chose to attack Theseus. I know very well that for me, I need to take care of the bull and focus on him, and then just position against walls so Theseus can't hit me. What other anime do I consider my favorites? So, Code Geass and Full Metal Alchemist are definitely up there, although recent rewatching Code Geass, it fell off a little bit for me, but I still consider its ending one of the best endings in anime. I think the overall narrative is interesting, and the storytelling is fun. I think it's more just I didn't realize how sexualized the females in that show are, because when I watched it I was a kid and kind of oblivious to it, I guess. And now it's, like, weirdly a little uncomfortable. Full Metal Alchemist, though, is, like, I know it's like everyone's favorite anime, but with good reason. It's Hiromu Arakawa is a phenomenal character drama writer, and she created such an interesting world, such an interesting magic system. I mean, I know it's alchemy, it's technically science in the confines of that world, but do I take Bone Hourglass here? What do I take? All right. I don't think these are going to be helped by Bone Hourglass. I'm just gonna take Lucky Tooth, then we get one extra. I think I'll take Lucky Tooth because it'll give us one extra Death Defiance, which means Blood Frenzy will give us 22% more damage than we would have otherwise. What do I sell here? I mean, Sweet Surrender's kind of easy to part with, and there are so many things I could roll into that I do not want to part with. I have some good options. I do have some good options, but I think I let go of Sweet Surrender here rather than risk having to sell something more valuable. And then, yeah, I'm gonna lock in Lucky Tooth. This will give us the most possible damage, I think. Granted, I mean, one could argue maybe a Skull Earring could work. If we were at low HP, then we get enhanced damage while we're at low HP. I think it's below 40% HP. But I think it's too risky and not consistent enough, especially because Hades might one-shot us at that amount of HP, so we're only getting like 1 enhanced damage. Whereas this at least gives us a flat 22% and an extra 100 HP, so I think that's the plan. Beyond that, I really enjoyed Frieren, of course, because everyone enjoyed Frieren, and that's another one we watched together. I don't know if I'd consider it my favorite yet. I want to see what the second season brings, which has been announced, and I'm very excited to see that. Dungeon Meshi, though, I would consider among my favorites, though. It's everything I could want in an anime. Self-insert characters in Laios and Senshi, a phenomenal dub, and a phenomenal sub, or like original dub and English dub. A really cool world and an emphasis on cooking. What more can I ask for, you know? It's a really fun setup. I was a real big fan of No Game No Life for a while, although it's kind of fallen off the radar because they just refused to give it a second season, as most isekai often are on the receiving end of that. But its world was fun. It was so over the top and stupid, and kind of in the same vein, Konosuba has been a fun watch for me too, and of course Re:Zero. I'm isekai trash. I love isekai. But I think there's just something like comfort junk food about it to me, the genre. It's a colorful new world with potentially, I mean, the thing about it is the tropes are so overbaked and overdone that maybe it's not as colorful and as new as it used to be. But usually every isekai has like one gimmick that makes it some degree of more interesting. I'm going to try my best not to lose my Death Defiance before I hit Hades. This is going to be a little tricky. All right, Giant Snake Stone we can manage. We should be able to pop it very easily, especially if I play safe, bail out, and oh no, I'm boldying out of this. So if you didn't know, Boldy and all your Chthonic keepsakes actually cancel out projectiles, like remove them from the field. So I used that because I was worried I didn't have dashes. So I was using him for iframes, but also to cancel out the mines in case I couldn't dash out. Let's see, Life Affirmation I'll take. Although maybe that Sweet Surrender was the better option, actually. I don't know. I'm gonna get at least one Centaur Heart here, which is worth 50 HP, so I think it's worth it. That'll give us a whole lot of extra HP. So I'm gonna stand by my decision. Yeah, 20% more damage, probably better. I do not know if it affects all damage like Rush Delivery does, or if it only affects like attack and special and cast. Damage calculations in Hades follow kind of their own rules, and they're very inconsistent across boons, it feels. So it's something I'll have to study up on eventually when I really care. But right now, I mean, it doesn't really change my casual fun, so what does it matter? I'm going to take that Life Affirmation, and it's going to get me a good, like, 50 HP from the Centaur Centaur Heart at base, and then probably another 30 at least. So it will matter. It will very much matter. Now the question is, if I get a 2-chamber Styx, do I call it or do I keep running? Because there's another Ares boon. There is Coin, which could let us afford more fun things from the shop. And there's the Demeter boon, the HP over there, and some Palms. The Palms would definitely matter. We did get 2-chamber Styx, so looks like we're going to be going into Hades soon. I got to get my popcorn ready. All right, do I take anything over here? There is an Aphrodite. There's no extra Hermes. I'm gonna go for the Demeter boons, I think, because we could get Nourished Soul, and that extra HP could help. Too late for Rare Crop. I'll take the Palm first, and we toss that on. We didn't really get a good boon. Do I probably reroll here. I'm not using my rolls for anything else.
No, thanks.
Static Discharge or Wave of Despair. I think Static Discharge gives us more damage overall, so we'll take that. I can't afford a Demeter boon. I'm gonna go get. I'm so close to getting that Demeter boon. I'm gonna go take an extra room. I think it's worth it. Palm for more damage, coin for more boon, Ares for who knows what. I'll go for the coin. I think coin offers us the most potential benefit. Oh, and we did get a well of Chiron here. I'm probably gonna skip it, honestly. I need to save my money for Demeter. I think Demeter offers me more than Chiron does right now. I might be mistaken about that, but I'm gonna trust my instincts on this one. We are so close to having this, but we are running into tight deadline issues. We are at 4 minutes. I anticipate I'm going to need at least 3 of those for the Hades fight. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm over. Maybe I have enough damage that won't be the case. I mean, frankly, we can get melted by Hades real easy. Anything I sell here? You know what? I used up Life Affirmation, and we don't have any more Centaur Souls to take, so I sell this. Like, I can get that 70 coin and hopefully use it for something. We are 40 coins short of being able to afford both Demeter boons, so that might help us a lot, actually. All right. Final comments on anime, because I feel like this run is coming to an end soon. We watched Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid together. That's another one that we shared. And why did Raeliana end up at the Duke's Manor? That's more of a meme for us. That's like a weird meme inside joke. Like, it's not a very great anime. It's just, it's the classic, it's the trope of like female protagonist brought to suave, well-off male protagonist's home, and romance kind of ensues, but the male lead kind of comes off as a creep, and it's weird and uncomfortable, but some people are into that. I'm not a Fujoshi, so I don't really get to know about that. I don't really know much about Fujoshi culture to begin with, but to your own taste, you know, enjoy your bliss. All right, what do we get? Ravenous Will, Snowburst. None of these are really great. Do I just take Ravenous Will? I mean, it's kind of useless. Yeah, I'll just take it, whatever. And then I'm going to reroll here. Because none of that I want. Norse Soul. Okay, so that heals us 45 HP. Okay, Kiwi, if we survive with less than 45 HP, that boon mattered, and the decision I made mattered. And like, the thing about it is like, again, I have to emphasize the fact that so many runs got close, and it was like a single decision that I made that lost it. I took a trial and took too much damage for boons that I didn't need. I went for a god that I thought would work, and it didn't work. I didn't take the Metropolis room because I felt confident I had enough HP to get through a Extreme Measures 3 heroes. Anyway, Kiwi, we've got our popcorn. Wish me luck.
Rivals here. Less so during the fight itself.
32 AFK heat. Here we go. Popcorn is entering the face hole. Bring it on, Dad! Oh, come on, don't start this away already. Alright, well, he's hitting strong for a 40, but we are doing 700 damage at base. With just the Ares boon, so this is... Just our Ares boon is doing 700 alone, and that's before Blood Frenzy hits. Alright, well, that's first third of his first phase. Alright. The nice thing about Hades, all these friends that he spawns... Oh my goodness, that's an 80. Oh boy. All these friends that he spawns...
You're going back.
They make us proc our vengeance boons, which helps a lot. We pop his bloodstones in one hit. Ooh, so much damage to me. Wow. Alright. And honestly, if his friends are hitting us, it basically helps our DPS. Alright. Do you think we'll kill him? Nope. Okay. We're down 2 Death Defiances, but we're doing well. Oh, phase 1. Phase 1 done. We have like next to no dodge. I don't think we have any dodge stance. Alright, here we go, Kiwi. Phase 2! Let's go! Alright, we're hitting for like 800 on the Doom at base. He's hitting for 40s and 80s though. This is kind of scary. 1 Death Defiance left. It's gonna be close. Oh, he's summoning pots. Oh, he summoned a pot right next to me. That's not good. No, 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 no. Don't do it, Hades. Don't do it. No. Crap. Oh boy, there's our last Death Defiance. We're so close. Come on. Come on. Come on, we can do it. Come on. No, we're here. We did. 32 heat AFK, and we have 37 HP left, Kiwi.
But not for all my wretched kin upon Olympus, you.
32 heat AFK. That Demeter boon at the end mattered. We got 45 HP, we survived with 37. Demeter mattered for once in her life. And once again, Hades is defeated by his mother-in-law's influence. Oh my goodness, Kiwi, we did it. That leaves only one real challenge left for us, and that is 50 heat.
Name of Hades.
So I guess that's the next thing that happens on this channel whenever that happens. Wish me luck. I've been banging my head on that challenge for a long time, months now. Well, at least I can now commit to it, I suppose. Anyway, we're gonna honor Rama, Curse of Longing, Curse of Vengeance for our Vengeful Mood for sure. Oh, Splitting Bolt for sure. Impending Doom? No, Curse of Vengeance. I mean, that's a 322 base damage Curse of Vengeance. There we go. 32 heat AFK. I'm still eating popcorn like I'm not recording. I'm gonna put that popcorn down. My goodness.
Having already seen the splendid cottage of Persephone sufficient times, the stubborn underworld prince nevertheless attempts to go there once again. Although his memory of it shall have to do.
One of the dumbest runs I've ever pulled off, Kiwi. I'm never doing that again. It took so long to pull off. And I think that took more tries than beating 45 heat, frankly. I could be wrong about that. It feels like I'm not wrong about that, though. Anyway, Kiwi, all right, let's go ahead and say our goodnights to the house and call it an episode.
Looks like you have everything under control. Nice work, Hypnos.
Anyway, I'm always looking for anime recommendations. Realistically speaking, if it's popular in pop culture or like
Oh, I will definitely keep an eye on things while you're out.
high ranked on my anime list, I've probably watched it by now.
Cerberus. Briefly now, boy. Our resources director informs me you've advanced in rank. Commendable. That's all.
Well, thanks, Dad. I guess we're gonna go raise in rank even further. All right, good RNG for Cerberus.
Cerberus makes no attempt to move.
Give the best boy some pets for 50 heat RNG, please.
Always have more pets for the greatest boy.
But yeah, I'm always looking for recommendations. Similar to how I ask for recommendations on like manhwa and manga, I'm always open to suggestions. It's so fun to like see what people recommend.
I've not seen the court musicians sulking over there quite as much lately. You're doing, I hear.
You'll just have to sulk for the both of you, I guess, then, Meg. But if you must know, on my authority, I have released Orpheus from the terms of his old, rather unfair agreement with Father, so he can see his wife at least from time to time.
Good boy,
And Lord
Zacharias.
Hades is okay with you just picking out old binding contracts and nullifying them? You're exploiting your
I do have
status.
privileged status on the mirror.
No such thing. Father wanted me involved in all this business with his pacts and presiding over the dead, then fine. But I'll do it my way.
You always do.
I did it my way. Oh, that was so off tune. Anyway,
I'll take the special,
all right.
please.
So yeah, recommendations always
submit the
welcome.
board.
Otherwise, Kiwi, let's go rank up and call it a night. Oh my goodness, what a rush! I didn't think I was gonna get it. I mean, I definitely think doing a
Badge me
Greatest
resources,
Evasion,
Director.
Lament Plume, Zagreus Fist is probably the easiest way to do that sort of build. It's probably the best way to do it. It's just, it's so hard for me mechanically to pull off because I'm just not consistent with the fists, and I don't have nearly as good a DPS on them as I do with Rama. So I just felt Rama was the best option, and I was right. All right, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I'm looking forward to that 50 heat run and the eventual clear that I get on it. Until then, sleep well, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care now, love.